Royals, what's going on? It's your girl Q the Queen. We back at it, man. Wanted to hop in real quick, make sure I'm good. So wanted to hop in real quick because man, we're in the thick of it with this with the playoffs, man. Listen, y'all follow me, y'all already know kind of the direction that my heart was pulling me in, but that's kind of canceled now. So yeah, you can go on with your jokes. Go on with your jokes. We'll address that later on, okay? we, we'll address that later on. Today is about just the general second round kickoff, man. And basically I just want to talk about some of my predictions, especially now that yeah, we 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 had a couple of upsets. Okay. So I gotta try to be as unbiased as possible with my thoughts today. But anyway, man, the second round kicked off yesterday evening. Yesterday evening was actually Saturday evening. So let me just say it kicked off Saturday night. And you probably see this on Monday. That's neither here nor there. Kicked off Saturday night, and so far for me, honestly, listen, nothing to see here. Okay, nothing to see here. Nothing that's surprising. Let me pull up the bracket so we can kind of navigate this thing together. So here we go. All right, I'm still kind of getting used to navigating this, but anyway, damn, I got pop ups and everything. Come on now, you can do better. Come on. All right. So again, kicked off last night, Saturday evening with Milwaukee and Brooklyn. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it pretty much ended the way anybody would have thought. Giannis, obviously, he balled out. Sadly, though, James Harden, he went out with that hamstring injury he had been dealing with throughout the season. So, but yeah, I mean, Giannis definitely balled out. He's definitely um, getting his game together to be able to perform in the playoffs a lot better. I'm happy that Milwaukee was able to get him a supporting cast that can actually help him, just be more of an effective big man that knows how to set up his own shots. Um, but I think the system now that they have, it allows him to be set up a little bit more as opposed to him making his own plays. He can actually play down low more frequently, as opposed to having to execute from the perimeter. No big man should have to set up a play from the perimeter unless you spread the floor. So, and that's just the principles or the foundation of that position. So, but as you can see, Brooklyn went ahead and turned that thing out. First game, I have no reason to believe that Milwaukee will take this particular round. However, I do believe that they can win at least one or two. I do not see this going to a game seven. Um, but I mean, I'll be pleasantly surprised, quite frankly. All right. In terms of, and here's the thing too, just going back to just Brooklyn and the big three and all of that, even with James Harden out, they have the weapons. No disrespect to James Harden. He's actually the player on that team that I want a ring for. I'm not choosing Brooklyn to win the championship only because that's too easy. I want to choose a team that might find it a little bit more difficult of more of a challenge, a more harder road to get there than what Brooklyn's going to deal with. But the punchline of what I'm saying is I just feel like Brooklyn don't necessarily need James Harden. Again, no disrespect. They don't necessarily need him. It's just really that 1, 2, 3, that KO, that TKO punch if they need that down the stretch. Should KD run cold? Should Kyrie run cold? Should Joe Harrison run cold? And so on and so forth. So it's really so that they just have enough bullets in their gun. You know what I mean? So Brooklyn straight either way. Okay, so today we had, and today would mean Sunday. Again, you guys will probably see this on Monday, so I'll just say Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon, the Philadelphia and Atlanta series popped off, And I mean, quite frankly, this ended the way that I expected it to as well. Philadelphia is way better this year than they've been in the last couple of years. We know Embiid has still been nursing an injury. I think he was in and out with that knee injury that he's been nursing throughout the season. It's just been an injury-ridden playoff, man. You don't know who's gonna go down next. It just is what it is. A lot of it, everybody feels like, including myself, feels like it has to do with the short off season from the last season going into this one, and then going straight into 72 games and straight into the playoffs and so on. You know, a lot of these guys needed a real off season to rest up and really recover and get their bodies ready, get their bodies in a spot where it's more durable. Some of these dudes are made of glass. Joel Embiid is one of them dudes. But then when you have guys like James Harden going out and nursing injuries like that's when you know, okay, well, maybe we was a little premature with this season. Maybe this season is one of them ones where, you know, cats is getting injured because they, you know, they being ran to the ground. So that's how you know. Dudes like him is proof. But anyway, you know, Trae Young came through, busting them. And the Hawks pretty much from the gate was killing Philly. I want to say the lead was up over 20 points in the first quarter. It was crazy. It was crazy. I will say though, Philadelphia did finally get some stops and was able to close in on the lead. Getting it down to just a few points, going from what could have almost been like 30-point lead by Atlanta. They got it all the way down to less than 10, going into the fourth. And so, I mean, they very well could have almost won that game. Philadelphia, I'm talking about. But the thing about it, though, when it takes you pretty much the entire game to come back, you know, a lot of times it still ends up going to the team that dominated the game. It ended the way it was supposed to because Atlanta had full control of majority of that game up until Philly got some act right, you know. And we could blame a lot of that to them having so many days off and, you know, a little bit of rust, also trying to figure out the opponent a little bit, figure out their game plan. So I mean, how Philly came out, it made sense because they didn't really they've been out for a little bit. So that's that. In terms of that series, honestly, I'm not. It would be easy to say Philly because I think Philly has more solid weapons. I mean, aside from Embiid, obviously you got Ben Simmons, you got Tobias Harris, Danny Green, um, who else you got? Dwight Howard. I mean, you got quite a few guys on that team that have seen the grind of the playoffs, right? So there's veterans there, and then there's just young, solid talent there. With Atlanta, they have nothing to lose, and those are the teams that you really want to watch out for. The cats that have nothing to lose, dude, they gonna come out there and give you all they got every single night, and you just gotta have a game plan to be able to combat that. Okay, so yeah, I'm a wait and see on this one, but just because I came in here to do the predictions, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm gonna go with Atlanta because I feel like they can catch Philly slipping, and also because Joel Embiid typically does not stay healthy. So if all goes normal, Joel Embiid will not be healthy, and Atlanta can pull the upset. So that's what we're going with for that one. All right, so we heading back west on the bracket. All right, so the Clippers were actually able to overcome the Dallas Mavericks, and my bad for these pop-ups, man. I got a lot going on the MacBook. So yeah, the Clippers were actually able to overcome um Dallas Mavericks. Luka and them. And let me tell you, boy, Luka, I was rooting for Luka a little bit there because let me tell you, I haven't seen up until game 6, Kawhi Leonard was not the Kawhi Leonard from Toronto and San Antonio. Okay. It had been a minute since we seen that Kawhi. Therefore, I didn't have any faith in the Clippers. My disdain for the Clippers has nothing to do with me wanting the Lakers to win. It has everything to do with Kawhi Leonard not showing up, Paul George just being, I don't know what he got going on psychologically, but he's not PG-13 anymore to me. So I was going for Luka because I knew Luka comes in, he has fun, he plays hard, he makes everybody around him better. He deserves to go far into the playoffs, but he's young, he's going to get his time. Clippers closed them out. Now they're going into Utah. Utah has Donovan Mitchell back. So they've been hard to beat with Donovan Mitchell back. I'm just saying. The tenacity of him and Rudy Gobert, Mike Conley. I mean, they have a really, really solid team, just as the Clippers, in my opinion. However, I'm still gonna go ahead and go with the Clippers in this particular round. I just feel like the Clippers are a better. I think they have more talent than Utah, and as we learn in the playoffs, a lot of times, particularly in this era, more talent doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna win. But I think that Kawhi has finally realized, like, yo, I just gotta take matters into my own hands and get us across that finish line. And Kawhi to me is skilled enough, understands the game enough to be able to do just that. As long as he stays in that mind frame, I think he was trying to share. He was trying to share the spotlight with Paul George, similar to LeBron in Miami with D Wade that first year. It's kind of similar in that respect. You know, LeBron was kind of trying to share that with D Wade, especially with it being D Wade's team before he got there. Um, but really, what should have happened was just LeBron just taking over and doing what he does, and they easily would have beat Dallas, the Mavs back then. So yeah, so I think that's basically what happened with that with Kawhi. Now he's back. Game 6 and 7, he basically made it clear. I think he sent a message to the league like, look at here now. Yo, yeah, I did my little New Balance commercial. Yeah, we came up small last season in the bubble. But I don't want to go home. He said it himself after game 6. I don't want to go home. So that to me, that means, hey, you warning shots. Okay. So yeah, I'm choosing the Clippers for that round. And then lastly, we got Denver Nuggets versus the Phoenix Suns. The Suns, listen, the Suns played they tail off against the Lakers, a very undermanned Lakers, a very not so cohesive Lakers, a very beat up Lakers, just a weak version of the Lakers. Which doesn't take that much away from them. I do feel like they were balling. I mean, the influence of Chris Paul, the killer instinct of Devin Booker, the energy of Jay Crowder, the tenacity of Cameron Payne. I mean, those guys come to play. With the exception of CP3, it's a young team. Just to me, just like the Atlanta Hawks, the Phoenix Suns have nothing to lose as well, right? They're coming in very inexperienced, with a huge opportunity, right? So they have nothing to do but play hard, win or lose. There's really no perimeter for them. They haven't won a championship in recent years, or they haven't really gone far into the playoffs in recent years. I don't think they've done anything since Amari Stoudemire was there. And hell, if you're not old enough, you might not even know who Amari Stoudemire is if you're watching me right now. So just saying. But anyway, this round is gonna be interesting just because I feel like Joker's gonna give him a tough time. Obviously Aaron Gordon is there. Um with Michael Porter Jr. He's coming into his own. I know last year in the bubble he was wanting more touches. Now with Jamal Murray out, he's getting his touches, and he's kind of with each game. I feel like he's starting to fill it out a little bit more. But I feel like as a unit, without Jamal Murray, it's gonna be really tough for Denver to win down the stretch. I think they have enough to win versus the Suns, but when it gets to the Clippers, it's gonna be yes. Yeah, I don't think they have enough for to beat the Clippers. So I'm going with Denver for the second round. That could be. Listen, here's the thing: Phoenix is strong, but they have CP3, who typically is never healthy during the deep stretch of the playoffs. So, and I mean, we already know he's going into this round with a shoulder contusion, right? Shoulder damn near don't work right now. So the deeper they go into the playoffs, the more physical it's going to be. So therefore, I don't feel like they're going to have the spirit of Chris Paul present on the floor as much as what they would need to win. So again, I think Joker and his cast can pull this one out. So we're gonna see what's up. We're gonna see what's up, man. We got more games coming tomorrow. Obviously, throughout the week, we're going through the second round. So we'll touch base again when it's time to, kind of close this round out and go into the conference finals. Because that's when the playoffs get good. That's when the playoffs really, really get good, especially with these teams we have left. I mean, stars are out. Like stars are injured right now on multiple teams right now. So it's gonna be an interesting watch. But I love basketball enough to go ahead and see it through. So, but anyway, y'all let me know what y'all predictions are for the second round. I'm excited. I stay excited, even though I don't have who I need to root for. But again, I love the game, and so I'm gonna still tune in and see how it goes, because the playoffs make superstars. There might be some unsung heroes that I didn't see coming, that you didn't see coming. I mean, guys come out of nowhere and shake things up. So yeah, man, y'all let me know who y'all think gonna pull the upset, or who's gonna win this round and go the furthest. Matter of fact, tell me who y'all think gonna go the furthest. Okay, I'm not gonna tell y'all just yet my thoughts, because my heartstrings is still a little weak right now. So, but yeah, hit me in the comment section and I'll touch base with y'all soon, man. Thanks for the love, thanks for the support, and until next time, baby. See y'all. And I'm popping, and my pop-ups is going crazy again, so let me get out of that. But as I said before, man, y'all let me know what y'all thinking. All right, peace.